Hey, Bonza.
Yes, Kyle.
Guess what weekend it is?
What? What is the weekend coming up?
It is the 51st running of the Napa Auto Parts Spring Sizzler. 13 days delayed, but Mother Nature has given us some great weather for the upcoming couple of days here at Stafford.
It could not delay our excitement for too long. It was a matter of time before we'd finally have the weather we need. And could you really ask for better weather? It's in the 70s all weekend long. It's dry. That's what matters most. So it's going to be a fun 2 days to start the season off. So much excitement. There's so many races. We got divisions coming back for the first time in a long time. The Spring Sizzler format from last year is back. That's just a bit of all the stories we have coming up.
I'll take this weather, no doubt. You mentioned all the events this weekend. Let's start with what's going to happen on Friday here at the racetrack. Very important day for the Open Modifieds and setting the front two-thirds of the field for the Napa Spring Sizzler.
The first 20 cars in the starting lineup will be decided Friday night. Top 10 from each of the duels will move on. And let's not forget, the winner gets $3,500. That's a lot for a 40-lap event. And drivers have told us that it is very critical to do well in the heat race, to set the tone for the duel, to set the tone for the Sizzler.
Approaching 50 cars for the 33 starting spots that will be available for Saturday's Napa Spring Sizzler. So it's going to be great. Twin 40-lap races to set the first 20 starting spots on Friday night. The next big event, the American-Canadian Tour, for the first time in over 3 decades, back here at Stafford.
Since 1985, and a lot has changed with the late models from 85 to now. And what a lineup. Over 40 cars. You got your mix of regulars, you got your mix of locals, you got Woody Pitkat in the list, you got Tom Fern, Adam Gray, but you got DJ Shaw, you got Tom Carey III, and we even have the most recent winner in act.
That is Jason Corliss picking up the checkered flag last week at the Thunder Road Speed Bowl up in Vermont. So a great event for the American-Canadian Tour. They will go 75 laps on Friday evening. First time back here since the 1980s. A couple of the regular divisions in action to help kick off the weekend as well, including the limited late models.
And it's going to be a good field. It was a very competitive division last year. 9 different winners, which is pretty much half the field. So you look at the field this year, at least 10 to 12 of them have a chance at winning any given Friday. Rich Hammond comes in as the defending champion at over 50 years old. The guy can get it done. He's been racing here for a couple decades now. I think he's done pretty much every weekly division at this track. So Rich Hammond comes in obviously as the favorite, being that he won the title last year, but Jeremy Lavoie is looking for redemption.
Came within just a couple of laps of winning his 3rd track title late in the final feature a year ago until he broke, 2 to go, I believe, in the feature event. Lost the number of points that he needed to win that track championship. And also some new names, Adrian Paradise moving into the field.
And his car looks amazing. That Dodge Challenger body really sticks out. It's a very unique body. He's very excited to move up. He thought that this year was the right year to move up to the limited late models.
Adrian moving from the street stocks, which are also in action tomorrow night. We expect another great field.
Well, obviously we know Travis Heider is going to be a favorite. He won 5 times last year, won the championship, but there's going to be, again, 10 to 12 cars any given week that have a chance to win. And a lot of people tell me the street stocks are super underrated because they can put on a darn good show. It's old school as it can get. You'll have your clean racing. You'll have your beating and banging. The closest finish last year was in the street stocks, 0.005 of a second. Travis Downey broke through with 3 wins last year. Is he going to be a title favorite? Absolutely. He wants to cut down the DNFs, though. But there's several drivers. Burt Willett finished 2nd in points last season. Tyler Trott's back for the full season. It's going to be interesting to see how the year pans out. You also got Ryan Waterman racing full-time for the first time at Stafford, and he was good last season as well.
And Marvin Minkler, can he break through in that 71 car?
He could. He's got a brand new car this year. He was okay with it in practice, just shaking the new car blues out of it a little bit, just making sure it runs smoothly, but he's been getting better year by year. He was happy with the top 10s. Now he's looking for more top 5s, maybe more podiums, maybe victory lane.
And that is just day number 1 here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. A full day of racing on Friday, but another full day on Saturday, including the SK Light Modifieds, and we expect another full field. I think there's like 110 of them registered. It seems like at least 60 registered for this season.
And last year we were seeing 30 to 35 cars pretty much on a weekly basis, and most of the drivers are back this year. Plus, you got Brian Sullivan doing SK Light Racing, and he won the championship a couple years ago. It's a stacked field of drivers, and even some of the veterans are younger than me. They're still like 24, 23 years old, but they've been part of the SK Lights for several years, like in Alex Pearl. Even Tyler Chapman now has been in the division for 3 years. So you got a lot of good young drivers, but you also got the mix of veterans who've been around for a while, Kyle.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, like a Chris Matthews, the all-time win leader, who added to that total a year ago with a pair of wins in that division. Also, the late models, our headline full fender division, each and every week here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, going to be another competitive year.
Adam Gray comes in as the defending champion, 4-time champion, but the hottest driver at the end of the year was Tom Fern. Not only will the late model field have to deal with a hot Tom Fern, they got to deal with 3 Ferns because Ryan and Alex are going to the late models. Ryan's coming back to the late models. Alex is moving up from the limiteds. But you still got your heavy hitters like Kevin Gambacorta. He got 3 wins last year. Wayne Corey Jr. ended the season with 3 straight podiums, including Victory Lane on the final night. So you're going to have a really tough field of good late models. We saw Tom Butler come halfway through the year last year. He's back full-time this season in the green car. So who knows what this year will bring in the late models. It's been either really clean, it's been tough, it's been survival, it's had it all, and we don't know who comes out in the end.
Daryl Keene comes to mind as another potential favorite for the late models as well. Going to be a stacked field, no doubt. As will the SK Modifieds, our headline division here every Friday night, and another great field of a great season a year ago, and we hope that momentum continues over into 2023.
We can't emphasize just how competitive last year was. 12 different winners. It was the most competitive year in the SK Modifieds since the mid-2000s, which was 15 years ago. Good grief. But it was such a fun year because you had so many different drivers that had a chance to win. You had the veterans like Owen, Rocco, but then you got guys like Rafrano breaking through. Anthony Bello in his 13th career SK start here at Stafford getting the victory lane. Jonathan Pulio getting his first win. And yet you have guys like Troy Talman who are so close to getting that first win. Michael Jarvis Jr. close to breaking that long drought. Any given week, 15 to 20 SK Modifieds have a chance to see Napa victory lane.
But don't ask Todd Owen about points because he's going to be asked that a lot this year, I have a feeling, because he's looking for 3 consecutive SK Modified titles, and nobody has ever done that.
It's so hard to win 1 SK Modified title. Winning 2 in a row is very impressive. It puts you among the elite. 3 in a row, unheard of. But Todd Owen, as much as he loves winning the title, he wants to win more races because last year he only won once. He was very consistent. Only one finished outside the top 10, an 11th, but it led to the title. This year, he wants more trips to victory lane to add the cherry on top on the possibility of a 3rd title.
And it was Todd Owen that won the Napa Spring Sizzler a year ago to start that championship season. So
in a photo finish, by the way.
With Brian Narducci right there alongside at the checkered flag. Just some of the stories. There are hundreds of them in the pit area here at the Napa Spring Sizzler. Hopefully you can be here in person, but if you can't, you can always tune us in all weekend on Flow Racing.